keep you wide in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today. We'll keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way. In every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world, we got the news. On Livewire, there's nothing to lose. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Oh, oh, oh. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial for your vibe, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today. We'll keep you wired in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today. We'll keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way. In every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, or toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world, we got the news. On Livewire, there's nothing to lose. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Oh, oh, oh. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. matter who got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth, it's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Livewire. Sorry for the bit of a late start. We're trying to get everything organized so you guys. Um, Here we go. Right, morning, everybody. Welcome once again. It's the 15th of September, 2025, and welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. Morning to the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Morning to the persons joining us across the diaspora. Special good morning to the persons joining us in the comment section. I trust everybody had a wonderful weekend. And I trust everybody dealt with their Amazon warriors anxiety in a good way, trouble. I don't want follow cricket, and I got my reasons why. It is be heartbreaking too much at times, and the roller coaster of emotions that the Guyana Amazon Warriors and the West Indies cricket team would sometimes put us Guyanese through. Ronald Jones, the only stuff I interested in getting in order today is them documents. Right? Today is the 15th. So how about you go message in the group and find out? It gotta be that Critic Starty live already. Got to be. But anyway, right. That's what we're interested in, Ronald Jones. The documents. You want to see the documents. Anyway, let's get into it. Morning to the person in the comment section. Shakila Briglal, Anita Sitaram. Good morning to Mukesh Vishnudat. Kimal. Morning to you, Chief. Alan Khan. Morning. Estelle Ramnath. Krista Kurprasad. Asif Ahmad. Carla Daniels joining us from Myconia, not Maracaibo, where she's supposed to be. Paul Singh, morning to you. Krishnadat Mangar, good morning. Rukmini, morning to you. Jagnarain Edwards, Nandan Bud. Nandini Singh, good morning. Ramcharan Mangal, good morning. Oh Lord. Ramchan said the 12 disciples. You can call them the dirty dozen. I think he's talking about this crew. Oh Lord. No, I think it's Apnu. They got more seats. But this year jumped out at me. Why is the AFC promoting WIN members of parliament? These are Dr. Sherwin Murray, morning to you as well. Sherwin morning. Ronald Jones, pick up yourself. Alan Khan, everybody. Eunice Ragbobir, special good morning to you. Right? Now, listen to me. Why is the AFC promoting WIN? And to such a small audience anyway. Jesus Christ. What is wrong? What is wrong with these people? They first claim they didn't really have no ties and this kind of thing. But the same people who knock you out of parliament, those were seats that you guys were supposed to get. Yeah, I know Critic had to be live with this little story. Right? This is my me viewing like this. But thank you for the loyal followers who are here. Anyway, let's jump into today. Now, first of all, let's talk stuff that makes sense. The President Ali has selected his cabinet, and a very, very timely selection, and I must say, persons of great caliber. Quite a few ministers with experience in several sectors. Some have been reshuffled, some have maintained their sectors. And we have seen the entrance of new ministers, and also I think about a few new ministries. Um, I think this augurs well for Guyana's future in terms of how the government has decided to split certain things so that better manage how Guyanese public, the Guyanese public is able to receive benefits from the government of Guyana and that kind of thing, right? So I have no issue with these persons announced here. Persons who have been appointed are experts in their fields, their various fields, and well, I should say the new persons that are appointed are experts in their various fields, and the ministers who have been asked to serve again um, are ministers who have delivered time and again, tried, tested, and proven in their ministries, and may have been transferred to other ministries to transfer those expertise into different sectors. But all in all, powerful grouping here of Guyanese ready to lead Guyana into the future, and more so a future that is bright. I wanted to call this guy Floyd Ben. I used to call he Pastor Ben, right? He brother was the head of Lands and Survey. I think he's the head of the Guyana Credit Union now. Not the Guyana Credit Union, the Guyana Public Service Credit Union now. Ben, right? And I wanted to ask him, I didn't call him yet because his son, I think it was in the same bracket or graduating class or very close to this guy, Minister Labour Keoma Griffith, Minister Griffith, right? And I just wanted to ask him if he thought, I vex I bring my phone, I would have called you on this live. You would have asked if the coalition government never gave his son, Joshua Ben, that opportunity. And Joshua Ben is an excellent lawyer, very bright individual. You understand? And that kind of opportunity. Matter of fact, hold on, let me get my phone. I'm going to call you. Y'all hold on a second. In trouble, brother Ben. Let me call brother Ben and ask you. And watch, I bet you this man gonna try to explain away and all kind of thing. But this is what I try to show people. You talk about the PPP being so racist and Afro-Guyanese have no place there and these kinds of things. But you continuously see Afro-Guyanese progress. I shouldn't call you on WhatsApp. I should have called you straight so you don't know the number. So you can answer. Right? Right, Floyd, Ben. Right, let me call you. Let me hear what you got to say. But yeah, right, I was Keoma Griffith, Minister Griffith.
Hello, good morning.
Brother Ben, good morning. This is Courdel Jones calling you. How you doing?
Good, sir.
Oh, okay. I call you because I was checking to see if you see this guy, Joshua's friend, Keoma.
Yes, sir.
He's a minister now.
Yes, sir.
He wasn't in the same class with Joshua
No.
at UG, man.
They're colleagues. I know they're colleagues, your friends.
Oh, but you see how this young Afro-Guyanese get an opportunity to lead a whole ministry? Them didn't give Joshua the chance in the coalition.
And what about you?
Sir, we're talking about this young man here.
What about you? What about you?
What about me? What? They were supposed to make me a minister?
Who tell you that sit in the coalition?
Man, I never said Joshua was in the coalition, sir. I said he was never given the opportunity. Have you ever seen this guy, Keoma Griffith, on any PPP platform, any stage during the elections?
What you? That was me. What was you? Wait, the point.
My point is that the government that your brother was a part of didn't give your own son them kind of opportunity. And I'm showing you how Afro-Guyanese are progressing. Yeah, Brother Ben, that's how they stay. That's how they stay, Brother Ben. When they're confronted with the reality, the PNC in them can't allow them to soak in what's happening. Jesus, I put on this easy. I want to know why I get there warm. Right? That is the PNC in them. That's the PNC in them. The PNC, his brother was the head of Lands and Survey. They didn't even met his son, the legal officer for Lands and Survey. I think Joshua got, I'm assuming here, not assuming, he went to study somewhere. I think he got a scholarship or something to go and study something. But when he come back, you think that any big appointment fee? Nothing for Brother Ben's son Joshua. And Joshua Ben know me lying on he. Brother Ben know I ain't lying. Nothing. The same Joshua, Brother Ben tell me that, they can't charge the Lands and Survey, man. They ain't got nothing. So Joshua was good enough to give legal advice to keep them out of court when they're handing out the government land. Brother Ben, what is this guy name by? Former head of Lands and Survey, man. Hold on, let me Google it. One card name, kind line pony. He's now at the head of the Guyana Public Service Credit Union. What's his name? Something Ben. Guyana Public Service Credit Union President. Let me see. Nope. CEO. Let me see. Put CEO and see. I want to remember the name. I come out to the chats. I ain't see if none of y'all put any comments. Let me see. No, Trevor Ben. Yes. Sure. Thank you. Trevor Ben. Right? Trevor Ben never employed Joshua Ben. His own brother's son. Never employed, never helped you out with nothing. But Joshua could give Trevor advice to let him know, well, they ain't got no case. They can't lock you up. You're good. They give you the land, you're good. Don't speed. Right? Joshua and Minister Keoma Griffith, colleagues, they came through the same law school and everything. Look at the difference between, in terms of opportunities for young Afro-Guyanese under the PPP and opportunities for young Afro-Guyanese under the APNU AFC. And that's my point. I'm glad I upset Brother Ben this morning. You have a wonderful day. I'm glad I can have an impact on your morning. Nevertheless, again, as I said, a wonderful selection from President Ali. A strong team of both youth and experience to shepherd Guyana into the future that is unexpectedly bright for us as Guyanese. Unexpectedly bright for us. You understand me? Right? Right. Now, aside from that, we had the APNU announcing their cabinet as well. Well, not their cabinet, their members of parliament. And then we had Win. Well, you won't know that because they're live on the Alliance for Change page. And more, we're seeing the collab between these two organizations. More and more. Right? So don't believe everything they tell you. About going to give legal advice and that kind of thing. They're one and the same. Win Alliance for Change. Now, besides, anyway, let me look at the roster here. Let me look at the roster here. Now, listen to me, guys. I just want to say to y'all that. Okay, good. Hold on. Okay. Right? So I just want to say to y'all. I just want to say to y'all that Marc de France is not on this team. Right? It's crazy. Look. No. It's so sad. Look at this crew. Don Hastings was one of the most uneventful parliamentarians ever. You hear me? Uneventful parliamentarians ever. There was nothing that ever made Don Hastings stand out as a parliamentarian during any parliament that she sat in, even while she was a minister. Don Hastings was literally somebody who was there just for being their sake. Tabitha is the daughter of the Black Pudding Man. Tabitha has been accused of hopping the line in terms of house slot and scholarships and all this other thing. Another uneventful, unaccomplished parliamentarian from previous parliaments. We all know As. As doesn't need an introduction, right? We all know As is going to the National Assembly, and very soon, very shortly, all the things that As has been running from, he will confront. Very soon, very shortly. Odessa. Comic show. I tell y'all, this next parliament is going to be funny as hell. It's going to be funny as hell. Another uneventful person, unaccomplished parliamentarian in terms of championing any effort for the Guyanese people, Natasha Singh Lewis. Right? I was wondering in what in heaven's name, why would they send her back? She has offered nothing of substance to the Guyanese people. She has made no real credible arguments that would have caused any sort of change or would have brought about any sort of change in the lives of Guyanese as an opposition MP. These people already had the time, did nothing with it, and just jumped on a money train to get themselves back into the National Assembly. After this worries here, Lowenfield personal assistant, me even bothering with he. I hope the courts deal with these guys. Leslie Lowe, I would have worked with at the Guyana Information. Guyana Information News. No. Gino, can't remember what it means right now. Guyana Information. Government Information something agency. I can't remember where the end was for. Right? I work with Leslie Lowe there. She's a competent woman. I think she worked at the office of the president for a bit under President Ramutar. Right? And I don't know how she ended up on the team there, but she did. These rest of worries, I don't know. I know Dr. Richards. Now, listen, I do have a personal beef with Dr. Richards. But y'all got to understand the caliber of some of these people. I'm talking about people who are new, that are no personal information about. Everybody after Leslie Lowe, I have never met. I've heard about Harbhajan. I've never seen him or met him before in my life. The rest of them, I don't know, except for Dr. Ryan Richards. Let me say this to you. Dr. Ryan Richards was one of the counselors for the PDP in Region 10. Right? Dr. Ryan Richards was a counselor for the PDP in Region 10. Dr. Ryan Richards was one of two counselors on the Linden Town Council. I think somebody by the name of Sancho was one of the councillors as well. This guy, just like the parliamentarians I mentioned before, didn't contribute much to the Linden Town Council. I think he was one of the first councillors to give up the fight because of how the PNC had the council, in terms of the seats the PNC had, and he didn't able with the pressure. More so, there's a connection between him and Leola Narain. So Leola Narain was the assistant regional executive officer for Region 10. Then Leola started to get in trouble with her work in terms of basically doing her own thing. At the end of the day, she has to follow the directive of the REO, who's the person, the accounting officer for the Regional Democratic Council. So she was doing her own thing, and she got into trouble. And he, Dr. Ryan Richards, was vexed. They had something going on. I don't want to call it romantic, but there was some connection, some sort of connection. He got vexed with she and started to renege on his commitment to the council. So he started not going and then eventually completely fell out. Now he's here as a member of parliament for Win. I would love to see how he stands up against these government MPs, right? All of these persons here. Well, I know that EPNU has some new faces as well, but I'd love to see how these persons stand up against these government MPs in terms of holding them accountable, doing the work. We knew how the APNU AFC was lazy. They didn't take the time to read documents, to crunch the numbers, to make sensible arguments on behalf of the Guyanese people. Don, Tabitha, and Natasha were part of that crew. So we don't know, we got 3 ways in Win Member of Parliament grouping that, will not do that work. Leslie Lowe may do the work. Like I said, I worked with her before. She's very meticulous. She's a serious woman. So I don't know how she ended up in this bunch in here. Leslyn is a professional, but from what I remember, was as a very no-nonsense person. You understand? So I don't understand how she ended up here. Nevertheless, again, I said I don't know about everybody else after Leslyn up to Dr. Richards, and the guy after Dr. Richards, I don't know. So I'm not going to bother with them. But I am interested in the debates, that are coming up, to see how they represent these people of Linden. I want to see how you work, Dr. Ryan Richards. Remember, I don't have no personal issue with you. Me and you used to gaff. I won't say we were friends, but we were colleagues. Well, not in the same sector, but colleagues, right? So let's see what you will bring to the National Assembly. I heard Leola Narain is tipped to be the vice chair of Region 10. Right? Let's see what can happen. The fact that they're pretending like they don't know, the chairman and the vice chairman of the RDC really don't do nothing but chair the meeting. Is the REO is the person who signs checks and gets things done at these RDCs. So whether she's chair or vice chair, it's neither here nor there. So you could try your luck, Leola. Have fun. Have at it. Right? No, I see people already on Morville. We could get to Morville. I want to jump over to some persons who are fading into obscurity. Right? Now, I just showed you Win's list of candidates or list of parliament MPs. Right? In this photo here, I heard that this gentleman, Mr. Goring, is tipped for chairman of Region 10. And ass in Frontier while Pine in Frontier. He's a leader of the opposition. Alan years of the time that McAllister head into Parliament. You all know who in head into Parliament? Me, of course, I'm not heading to Parliament. Just like Brother Ben said, I'm not going to Parliament. But you know who else is going to Parliament? If you all know, put in the comment section, the man. If you all know who else not going to Parliament, for sure. For sure. Let me see it in the comment section. Who else ain't going to Parliament? One of them in the photo here. See if y'all can see. Check and see. Check and see. Mark people. You understand? Mark. Lo and behold, it has happened again. Lo and behold, Dr. Marie is a comic. He will come downstairs, man. Mark de France, none other than Dr. DeForge, the opportunist that killed Anog, is not going to Parliament. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the force organization to give legitimacy to the we invest in nothingness? Is this guy an Anog? This guy and Anog were the force people to give legitimacy to this win faction. This opportunist was at the helm of Anog. Now understand, Dr. Mark DeForge did not build Anog. He inherited its carcass and finished it off. He's like a vulture, carrying, feeding on the dead carcass, feed on the dead carcass of Anog. Now there's nothing there, like the AFC, no more. No, his alliance with Win wasn't principled in politics, but opportunism, a desperate search for relevance and a personal political foothold. France, or I should say DeForge, is the textbook example of what it means when personal ambitions trump party integrity. Outside of his fraudulent credentials problem, DeForge's own past is stained. And don't even let me look outside. The forging caused suspension for him. Forging his supervising doctor's signatures during his medical training. Jonathan Sabrian, his so-called squire, has no verifiable law credentials, because the first time I talked to him, he said he was some kind of lawyer in the States. We checked. No verifiable law credentials in Guyana or the US. This is a classic case of inflating his resume just to justify bad political decisions. Anog's merger with Win wasn't guided by principles or legality, but by the advice of a lawyer who doesn't exist in the legal registry. Now, none of the two of them or anybody from Anog who supported all the way through, made it to the National Assembly. This is a humiliation of Anox founders. And these two men are sensible people, Raphael Ramkaran and Timothy Jonas. These two were the intellectual heavyweights behind Anog. And as you guys know, they immediately resigned upon learning of the coalition with Win. Their departure was a warning shot. When men of proven integrity walk away, it shows that the coalition rots, the rot of that coalition runs deep. It's septic. Antibiotic can't help you there. You got cut off the limb. France, or I should say the Forge, ignored their counsel, chose As Mohammed, a sanctioned businessman with pending tax evasion charges, over the vision of Anog's founders. Now, this idiot ain't even going to parliament. Could y'all actually believe it? Mark in the same boat he been in 2020. You ain't gonna learn, Mark? No, y'all have to understand, Anog is a party without members. By the time the Win Anog Pact was signed, the executive that the Forge referred to was largely fictional. Right? Former executive members publicly disavowed their involvement, making it pellucidly clear there was no genuine party structure left in there. What the Forge took to the meeting with the Carter Center was not a living political entity, but a hollow shell, like shell, ass father, hollow, you got nothing left. They're trying anything. A puppet party used to grant legitimacy to Win. Mark, you are so disappointing. And for somebody who eventually passed your rotations, your moves seem very dunce. Fully, I should say, as the young people say, fully dunce, Mark. Now, let's talk about the Carter Center farce. Now, the Forge's meeting with the Carter Center was pure political theater. Right? Y'all understand this. The Carter Center would not meet with Win directly. The Carter Center would not meet with Win directly. So the Forge brought Anog's nameplate as a camouflage. Everybody using and abusing Mark. I am calling on Minister Vindia Passat to look into this type of abuse. This cannot be right. This cannot be right. People cannot be using and abusing Mark like this. This is assault. It is wrong. People can't be doing this. So it was never about Anog's policies. It was about laundering Win's image through a once respected third party. Right? So Mark moved from critic to puppet. The Forge once paraded around Anog in orange, their color, claiming independence. Now he wears the wind blue, standing silently behind us. Look at that. silently behind us like a subordinate when you had more legitimacy in the political arena than us, Mohammed. So his earlier focus on campaign financing transparency has evaporated. He now dodges questions about Wynn's opaque funding and the mystery of where the ass campaign money comes from. Now, when ass blundered on the NGSA results, DeForge contradicting him by praising former Minister of Education, Premanik Chan, but tucked tail and ran when asked to reconcile the contradiction. If you all remember, during the elections period, I asked the France, do you support what I said, that you're not accepting the results, you're not taking it like that? And he said, no, he's not on board with that. When I saw DeForge in Perfect Harmony, I said, Mark, do you think that the US made up all these charges of gold smuggling and tax evasion against us? No. OFAC sanctions are real. That is what he said. So Mark DeForge knows that ass is grass. Very soon, very shortly. But again, Mark was willing to do anything. Anything. Alok was once positioned as a clean alternative force in Guyanese politics. DeForge's decision to tether with Wynn was the final nail in the Anok coffin. Not just opportunism, right? But a hope of rising way beyond his limit. DeForge killed Anok, not for strategy, but for survival, hoping that Wynn would guarantee him a position he could not earn otherwise. Thus the label opportunist. A man who euthanized his party for personal opportunity. Now, what are the broader implications here? This story of Mark DeForge is a cautionary tale. Parties without strong institutions become prey to opportunists. Anok's death signals to voters that integrity in third-party politics is fragile when leaders prioritize self-interest. Wynn, by absorbing Anok's husk, inherited not credibility, but scandal. DeForge did not kill Anok. He embalmed it and handed it over to Wynn as a funeral gift. When you trade Raphael Ramkaran and Timothy Jonas for Ass Muhammad, that's not strategy. That's one of the highest levels of betrayal. DeForge's Anok wasn't a coalition partner. it was a pallbearer, right? And again, the Carter Center wasn't meeting with Annog. They were tricked into meeting DeForge's political corpse. That is it. That is it. So, Mark, I guess no National Assembly again here for you, boy. None for you. No, for the persons on the west side, before we continue, I just want to share this advisory with you guys. So from today and until the 19th, from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m., the westbound traffic on the west end of the Harbor Bridge will be temporarily reduced to one lane. Now, understand what this means. The approach to the Harbor Bridge, which usually has 2 to 3 lanes going towards it, will be reduced to one lane so that they can pave the road which goes to the new Demerara River crossing. So please take note. Please be advised, if you're traveling over the bridge from 9 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. from today to the 19th of September, you might have a little issue, right? Please don't forget. Please don't forget.
Don't that you'll be happy to hear what my next announcements will be. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to say to you that,
mind you, this clip is not available anymore. This clip is not available anymore on the PNC or the APN news page. This clip is not available anymore. It has been removed. However, you know how we do it on Livewire. We got it. We got it. Here, I can tell you right now. I don't care what nobody said. Marvin Vexing gets sent to Parliament. End the story. End the story. So even if Marvin they're rallying through it all the time, rallying through the elections, supporting Aubrey North and the thing. No, you send me to Parliament, you try it. I jump on the bandwagon with the rest. Undermine the opposition.
I've had a good run, and I, with a heavy heart, announced my resignation from the Central Executive Committee of the.
Now, it's clear that Aubrey North is still ruling with an iron fist and is not engaging the executive of the PNC in some of these decisions that he's making, right? Even Marvin Williams would have been a better leader of that coalition in the National Assembly than Terence Campbell. Terence Campbell can't hold a light to Marvin Williams in terms of public service or work in the public service or parliamentary representation. So I kind of understand why Marvin vex. Who the hell is a Terence Campbell? What chicken man could beat me and I sit in Parliament for so long? Marvin, you're right, you're vex.
People's National Congress reform. In that regard, I extend sincere gratitude to the delegates at the last biennial Congress who voted overwhelmingly for me.
So he's making it clear. He's making it clear that I get the second highest votes at the Congress and I can't make a decision in here. I just reminding y'all that y'all vote for me and I can't make a decision in here. Look at what Marvin doing. Listen to him.
In fact, through your support and through the love that you have demonstrated for me over the years, I managed to secure the second highest number of votes of the 15 people who were elected to serve on that committee.
The second highest number of votes of the 15. So only Aubrey BT. And I'm telling you, Marvin Vex, one, he got to Parliament. And two, most likely he was not involved in the selection of that ragtag bunch that headed in there for the APNU. He would have been a better choice over Coretta McDonald. Coretta McDonald has done nothing of substance or impact other than make yourself a fool and attack persons personally, MPs personally, about issues that she has. Could you imagine Coretta telling people about going to gym with all of them jelly roll? You out of order, lady. Out of order. But again, I'm saying Marvin Williams would have been a better choice than a Coretta McDonald. Marvin Williams would have been a better choice than a Sherrod Duncan, who y'all bring across. Well, they bring across, but they also brought across. You get it? He's a cross that they bring, but they still bring he across from the AFC. So it's work both ways. At the end of the day, he's a cross. But you sideline Marvin, you sideline Chris. The disrespect.
I thank my colleagues at the level of the executive and the leader himself for.
What are we thanking the leader? There's a thankful face. Watch. He talks about the members of the executive. He looks into the camera. You respect them and looking at y'all face.
On that committee.
Right?
I thank.
Look, he looking at them. I thank y'all. Soon as he talk about the leader, what's the difference? Look at it. Look.
My colleagues at the level of the executive and the leader himself for the
blank checks, poor leadership. Yeah, you got to study what you said. You understand?
The opportunity to serve, particularly here on Nation Watch, where I believe I was able to make a small contribution to my party and to the efforts that we have collectively been making over the years.
What efforts? Y'all in gain no foothold in no area that wasn't traditionally a PNC area. Y'all in gain no extra seats. So what work? What you do? We all do.
And it is even with a heavier heart that I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, and
so it's not just from the executive. He want nothing to do with the party. I got
my guest, Dr. Campbell, will forgive me for not saying this before, but I
just to show you, me dog like me, bye. Before I bring on this man here resigning, so I tried it. You can bring he for lead this group on me show. You want him, man. Me by resign.
Now announce regrettably my resignation from the People's National Congress Reform. It was a difficult decision, but the circumstances dictate that I take this decision. It was one that I contemplated even before September 1.
Right, so he was studying this since Don Hastings get locked out of Congress Place. Yeah, I think Courdel Jones before beat up or something like that, allegedly. He was studying this since Norton, they requesting blank checks. He was studying this since he hear about Christopher Jones and the Barber story. He was studying this when Coretta make them teachers go up on the road when the government they giving them more than the PNC ever give them. He was studying this when every time he cross the Harbor Bridge and he pass and see them old skills, knowing fully well David Patterson offer skills that never come. So the fact that he left out of Parliament is the straw that broke the camel back.
One, it was one that I contemplated in the run-up to September 1, in fact. But my...
He might have contemplated for jump out. But he hold the fort. If Rysdale Ford in holding the fort, who is you, Marvin? He's a hero? Oh, okay.
Duty, commitment, and loyalty to my party did not allow me to do.
He basically said he wasn't a Manzo or Malika Ramsey or the crew. He said he's not them.
Do that. And I held my hand.
Ross, good
And there
morning.
were unfortunate occurrences after September 1 that
Unfortunate occurrences after September 1. Could he be talking about the disbursements of parliamentary seats? Could that be?
um,
Could he be talking about his guest, Terence Campbell?
in fact, one of those two occurrences predates September 1, but came to my attention after. I, having regard to those sets of circumstances and recognizing the need for the party to go through its
Mark, we don't care. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Good riddance to bad rubbish. Nobody got time with that. Go your way in peace, brother. Go your way in peace. You were also one, whilst you had parliamentary experience, in really submitting nothing of substance. And usually would exaggerate the plight of the indigenous people because you make it seem like there are and Kosi's ass. And Kosi's shopping back. And Kosi he wasn't even get the seat at any at RDC. That's how sad the chuckle with Marvin. So Marvin Saigon. Right? Marvin was one of those persons who would over exaggerate, that is probably the wrong phrase, would embellish the plight of the indigenous people to make it seem like nothing is happening for them, the government in developing the areas, the suffering, and all this other stuff. But when you go on the ground, it's a different story. People get in the black tank. Some of these communities got two tractors, bobcats, mini excavators, shade houses, wells. In a lot of these communities, concrete roads, ICT hubs, health centers. You understand? Now, you must take into consideration the logistics, right? So let's take a PNC area. Take, for instance, Agricola. Now, Agricola, they got the ground upgraded, all the streets done, and that kind of thing. That is easy. It is easy for a paver, a roller, and a big truck of asphalt to get to Agricola. They got paved roads around there to get the materials there easily, to transport the equipment, to get it done. In some of these indigenous villages, and that's why I asked Mark de France on my live, I think it was elections night, if he or Nigel Hughes was going to put a paver on their back and take it to Parima to do the airstrip, how they wanted it to be done. If he or Nigel Hughes would have put the roller on the back and carry it to Parima, because apparently they forget the journeys that you have to endure to get to some of these places. Sometimes the boat that you're going in has to stop, and you got to get out and take a smaller boat because the water too low or something of the sort. Now, could you imagine a 10-ton paver getting to that area? The logistics, it's like you got to cut a whole new road just to get in the paver to pave a community road. You understand? And they pretend like they don't understand these things. Now, despite where the indigenous people are living, the government didn't say, no, something, y'all living too far, y'all tried it. The government continuously tries its best to reach out to these communities to ensure that development happens there in whatever way. Building schools, solar farm, generator for the whole community, running pipes to everybody's house. They're trying their best to bring forces from the hinterland on the same level of, in relation to utilities forces receive on the coastline. Probably that's the reason why they've separated housing and water, and now you have a whole ministry that deals with utilities, so that there could be a focus on that, so that there could be improved service. But Marvin used to tell you that. Mark the Forge never used to say that. They would always behave like, oh God, look what they do to the Amerindians. Woo! And none of them and none of their parties have a better track record in terms of development of Guyana's first people. None of them. One has none whatsoever, You understand? And the other one, their members of parliament and ministers used to say indigenous people want too much. Either you get land or you get oil money, does it? But as I told Mark before the other day, indigenous persons, presidential grant, prime ministerial grant, all kind of grant, LCDS money, they have an opportunity to build out their communities. Contractors not coming from off the road to do these things. It's people from the community doing it. They're employing persons from the communities. The money is being spent back in the community. Well, they got to buy steel and everything outside, but the people who get paid, they go in and shop in the community. So it enhancing these communities. Right? So Marvin, you take a seat. You take a backbench seat. You know, enjoy your retirement. I won't say a good run. You had a run. It was okay. Now you fade into obscurity like Harmon and Green Joe and I see Carbon the other day. Jesus Christ. Them Val and them fade away, Marvin. Left where I believe he finish off the PNC by the time the next Congress comes. Let him finish it off. The fact that you're moving yourself away, you cannot be blamed for the collapse that is happening there now. You could take yourself out. This is not you headache. Right? This is not you headache, my brother. Take it light, brother. Take it light. Jesus Christ, hey. Look, hey, politics ain't easy, you know. Politics ain't easy. These kind of things that's broke up homes and all kind of madness. But nevertheless, guys, I get it out of here. Y'all continue to be good Guyanese. The cabinet set, the ministers set, the charge begins. The ministers are working already. I saw Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Minister Manik Chan, already out in Region 10 there, examining some of the regional infrastructure that needs to be finished and that kind of thing. Who else did I see was out? I saw some other minister already out. Ah, boy. I know I saw Minister Manik Chan in the field already. I know that for sure. But hey, that is what you get from a PVPA administration. Not lingering and liming. The work starts already. And I am so excited to see what Guyana will look at the end of this 5-year period that's coming here. Right? Guys, y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for brother. I just click back to WhatsApp and see the hang up brother Ben they give me. Listen, you see, I don't know, it's what again FP and see people feed back in the day by. But no matter what you show, brother Ben, no matter what light at the end of the tunnel, jeez, I'm not saying that brother Ben is a racist. I'm not saying that. I know that I've never seen him say anything or operate in a racist manner. But I am trying to understand, outside of race, when you look at both of the administrations, what they have done, how they have impacted the Guyanese people, how could you still see that Guyanese are not benefiting under a PVP administration, or to say that Guyanese have benefited more under a PNC administration? Madness, my brother. Madness. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Y'all take it light. Have a wonderful day. Please be safe on the roadways. Look out for the people who are not looking out for you. And as I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no trees.